So the new Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness came out, and as you'd think, this is a pretty okay movie. So far, the MCU has been on a hype, on spamming tons of releases, and the one thing in common that most of these MCU Phase 4 properties share is multiverse-based stories. And so far, Marvel has been succeeding in crafting a complex, yet comprehensible new set of stories for the audience to enjoy. And Doctor Strange 2 has been more or less an addition to that Marvel success. It's no endgame level movie, but it's enjoyable. So I'll stop the foreplay and go dig into the real meat of this movie. And guys, I think from a visual standpoint, this movie is really worth your time, and now with the inclusion of Sam Raimi and the MCU, I would like to see more of his direction brought into different projects. From the first sequence of the film to the last sequence, the shots and the cinematography in this film have proven themselves to be visually appealing, and you'd find yourselves in sequences wherein most of the action is on dynamic and the colors are just super bright and juicy to look at. This is a film where we basically explore different universes and different creatures. The sequences in this film also contains which I think are some of the most conceptually unique fight and chase scenes involving magic that the MCU has ever produced so far. And that is thanks to how we actually get to explore, and not just how powerful in magic Strange and Wanda are, but as well as in skill. And when I watch this movie, I think this is what I really visually portray in my head of how witches and sorcerers fight each other with spells. These sequences are also elevated by Sam Raimi's direction, using horror elements in the film. Like seriously, there were some scenes in wherein the jump scares really took me by surprise, and considering how child-friendly Kevin Feige tries to make these movies, I'm surprised that he's somehow giving horror and gore a chance in the MCU. Not only that, but the movie also explores some really cool sub-concepts and thematics about the universe, not only into meeting alternate versions of yourself, but as well as searching for an alternate you who had somewhat better or worse life choices than you did. This sub-concept is technically the entire point of the movie, and I'd say that I would have loved to see more of this emotional turmoil of you having a crisis, of realizing that your alternate self made better choices, represented through Doctor Strange himself. Because this movie does give a lot of focus towards Wanda Maximoff's perspective. She's technically the main character of a film named Doctor Strange, and I shit you not. It technically continues her arc from the WandaVision series, and I cannot stress this enough, but the movie really requires you to have watched the WandaVision series to understand the movie. And anyways, while Doctor Strange isn't exactly a useless and inactive protagonist, Wanda in both emotional and terrifying moments overshadows a lot of Strange in this film, and at times it's almost as if Wanda is the one dictating how the movie goes. She basically starts the plot of the movie, she starts the conflict, and she's powerful enough to control the story that even in the end, she decided how it ends. And much of the movie's emotional moments are carried by Elizabeth Olsen's somewhat mania-induced and insane performance as Scarlet Witch. This is the craziest Wanda Maximoff has gone, and Olsen kind of gives justice to the role of a creepy mother complex witch. And the other performances from somewhat like Benedict Cumberbatch playing multiple Strange variants just shows you how much range he has as an actor. Chavez and Wong are somewhat doing okay, nothing horrible, nothing too stand out. And oh, by the way, I kind of forgot that Mordo was in this movie, so I had to rewatch it in the pirated version after a while. But anyways guys, before this segment, I'll have to give you the spoiler warning because my next points will feature major spoilers. So now that I have warned you, in 3, 2, 1, let's begin. Now, while the movie has delivered on some aspects, it has another set of positives that have been destroyed by the use of over-marketing and hyping the movie, wherein cameos of the Illuminati have been spoiled in the trailers. And while the Illuminati reveal was a bit surprising because of the surprise appearance of, spoiler alert, Reed Richards and Black Bolt, it's a bit of a disappointment to see that they're the only surprises offered from the movie, only to be used as exposition devices and for Wanda to kill them. It's a bit fucked up, and it's a little kind of funny as well. I actually laughed a bit at Black Bolt's death. And while I understand that they were used just to show how dangerous Wanda is, I just really wish that they were given more to do. And so, and side note on the antagonists, I really hope that they didn't immediately reveal Wanda as the villain. I don't know, man. I was just hoping for this movie not to reveal anything or everything all at once, because after the reveal of the Illuminati, there just wasn't much to expect. The film is also a bit mediocre when exploring the multiverse. Some lore is added, such as the term incursions in this film, but they only visit like 3 universes, and for a film that spells out multiverse in the title, it's a pretty low bar to set. What if Loki and Avengers Endgame themselves have explored more universes and alternate timelines more than this movie, and the film was more centered on making more action and chase scenes than establishing more world-building elements and lore for the multiverse? I also would have liked it if this movie would have lasted longer, because I wanted things to slow down, because this movie goes by so fast, but not a lot of things happen much in it. Overall, while Doctor Strange 2 wastes its potential by a lot and falters on endgame level fan expectations, it's still by all means an enjoyable film. And if you look at this as another routinely Marvel movie, you'll still be able to enjoy it. It has good sequences, good action, good fight scenes. And anyways, I think I am confident enough to give Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness a 6.5 out of 10.